Hi everyone, it's April with Hair 101. Today I'm going to show you how to do a A-line, like a longer A-line bob. I'm going to show you how to do a few different A-lines this week, so make sure if you want to do some shorter A-lines that you subscribe to my videos so that you can get those updates. Today we're going to do it on long, thick hair, and we're going to take it just about here and then longer around to her face. So she'll still be able to do a ponytail. She'll still be able to pull it back if she wants, but this will definitely take a lot of texturizing and thinning with the razor, the thinning shears, and I'll show you a few techniques with the scissors. But with how thick her hair is, anytime you cut thick hair short, it gets thicker. Like it feels thicker and looks thicker. So I'm going to show you all those techniques. The first thing you're going to want to do is wash the hair, make sure it's clean, and then brush through it, make sure there's no tangles. Then we're going to part her hair where she normally parts it. And that's important because on an A-line, if you part it down the middle and then do it and then flip that other side over where you do it on the side, you're going to have a shorter piece over on this side. So make sure that it's where you normally would part. All right, so now we're going to take a part straight down the middle in the back. And you're going to want to get it as close to the middle as you can, just so that it's really even. And parting is very important with this haircut. You're going to want to make sure that your parts are clean and straight. So I'm going to go ahead and take a triangle shape. Now this is important because whatever angle you take on this is going to help us with our guide. So I'm going to do it about like that. So you can see that that's about the graduation we'll have. It'll be down here, but that is the angle that we're going to want to take. So grab the rest of this hair and put it up in a tight clip out of the way. I love these big clips because they're good for thick hair because they have like that bump with the claw on them. I get these from Peerless. All right, and then we're going to do this other side, and you're going to want to make sure that these angles are the same. So if you have one that's steeper or deeper than the other one, it's going to be a little bit different shape when you're cutting it, if you're following that guide. All right, that looks about right. So then grab the rest of this hair and put it up. All right, good. Have your person look down there and just check your parting, make sure that it looks about right. This one's a little bit less steep, so I'm gonna fix that. There we go. Okay, first thing, we're gonna make a guide. I like to use my razor for this. There's a couple kinds of razors you can get. You can get these cheap little flippy ones from like Sally's, and they get the job done, they're fine. I have this one, it's a feather razor. You can get these from the beauty supply like Peerless. I think Sally's even has these too, but they're just a little bit more expensive. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to pull these very close together in my hands. And then I'm going to pull it down a little bit longer than I want it. I'm just going to knock all this off so that we can get rid of all that bulk. All right. Now you can see how the ends are really soft now. That's going to help us with the texturizing. All right, so now I'm going to take my scissors. I am going to split this into the middle so that you have the two sections again right down the middle there. And then this side, you're going to pull up at that angle that you made the part at, and that's how you're going to follow it. You're going to take this short side right there, and I'm going to point cut her hair because we're going to do a textury look here. So you're just gonna take that and you're holding it out like this, and then you're gonna comb that down. All right, so then you're gonna take this other side and do the same thing. Make sure that you're not picking up any of this hair when you do this, because if you do, it's going to leave a hole in your A-line. All right, and you're gonna pull it out at the same angle so that your hands are parallel to the line. And you're going to chop out with the guide, the shortest part, and you're gonna cut it straight parallel to the line. You can cut it blunt if you want, but I'm doing it like this because I want it to be softer textured look. And then I'm gonna do a little bit more. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to go like this and push it down to her neck to get a better line in for the A-line. And what we're going to do is just notch out a little bit more of those little hangy pieces on the end. You see how they're just kind of hanging down? They're not clean. And then here on the end, just kind of shape it. You want kind of like a curved shape. Okay, and then you're gonna have them look straight. Look straight, there we go. And this is how we're gonna check it. We're going to pull it out, and you should see a little V shape there. That's good. You can even go in and touch it up if you missed a few pieces like that. All right, so now we're gonna take down our next section. Look down again. And we're gonna follow the same part. We're just gonna do about an inch. And her hair's really thick, so maybe a little less than that. Just enough to where we can see the guide. All right, and then you're gonna stick all this back up. Do the same thing over here. All this goes back up. All right. So now we have the guide underneath, so just go ahead and part down the middle. Once again, making sure you're not grabbing the other side. So put the comb underneath like this to lift it up. There we go. And you're gonna pull it over there, and you can see under here, there's our guide. That's how short we're gonna make it, and we're gonna follow the same haircut, or the same parallel line that we did before. You're just gonna do the same thing. And like I said, if you want a really blunt look, then just go like this and cut it off. I like a little bit softer look, so I'm going to do the point cutting. And then do the same thing on the other side. You should be able to pull it up and see that guide, so you know where to pull your fingers to. Once again, in order to check it, you can pull it up like this. And see, this side's still a little bit longer, so I can go back over. You know that you need to adjust it a little bit. Okay, see, we have that shape again. You can also pull it up like this and see it should be about the same. A little bit longer piece there. There we go. All right, so we're gonna do that all the way until we get about to the top of the head and like the part by the ear, from the ear to the head. Just keep working in sections like that. I can see my guide underneath. And every time I lose that hair, I part it again just to make sure I'm not pulling any of the hair from the other side over. Okay. And keep checking to see if you have the same length on both sides. So once you get to the ears, you don't really need to use the clips anymore because you can comb the hair forward and it will keep it away from where you're working. I'm just going to keep following my guide on this side. So just keep taking little bits of that hair from the front and pulling it all the way back to where you have that guideline. And just kind of chipping it off. And notice that I'm kind of wrapping it around the head like that, so that when it comes forward, it's still long. You can kind of see how this is going down this way, angling. So I'm just going to keep following that and just kind of chip it away. Pull it back. Okay, so this side should be where you pull all the way back here. You should be able to chip off any of the long pieces like that. And then when you let it forward, it all kind of just blends down that way. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Just kind of angle your fingers down when you chop it off. And this just kind of takes off the bulk since it's so thick and long, so that we can fine tune it in a minute when we pull it back. There we go. Okay, so pull it back and make sure that it all meets up in the back and that there's no long pieces. So if you take all of this hair, look down just a little bit, and pulled it all the way to the back of her head, you'll kind of be able to tell if you have any long pieces hanging out. Now when this is all dry, you'll see like how it falls and everything. But for now, I'm going to start taking up here. So after you've gone through and done the sections back in the angles, I go through and I take the top and I kind of comb it all back just to make sure we don't have any like really long pieces. Okay, look down again. See how this is? Like, this is what I'm going to do with the razor, because I want these to be like blended to the front. So I'm just going to kind of knock them off. The razor. Alrighty. Okay, so the basic haircut is in on her. When you look at this neckline, there's always like going to be weird hairs that kind of don't fall where they're supposed to go. So we're going to go through and clean it up now. So we're going to go through and just kind of push it against her skin and just give it a nice shape. On the bottom here. Look all the way down as far as you can. This is a really good trick too with these kind of things. See how you can see it's a little bit off right there? You can take the razor and just kind of make sure it has a guard on it so you're not cutting people's skin, but you can just kind of shape it up like that, make it even. Okay, look straight. All right, now I'm going to go and check the front and see if they're the right length and even. Okay, so we're going to pull them straight down. And that side has a little bit of a longer piece on it, which probably means that all of this whole side has a little bit of a long piece on it. So when you go back over, this is how you're going to fix that. You're going to start and go at your angle again, and then look down. There we go. And you're just going to chunk into it a little bit, just to kind of make it all one piece again, because you don't want to just chunk out the front and then have like this long piece in the back. Okay, so we'll check it again. after we made our little adjustment. Straight down, that's a lot better. All right, now the fun part, because her hair is so thick. We're gonna need to go in here and play and texturize. And this is really what's gonna, just pull some of these out. As you pull through, if you see the guide underneath, just kind of knock it off. We did that with the razor too, but. All right. So we're gonna go through and we're gonna razor this haircut. What we're gonna do is we're gonna start the same way we started the haircut. We're gonna go in and part it down the middle. Now this is really gonna be the difference between something that looks like you cut it right out of a ponytail or just like a really basic cut that you got somewhere cheap, or something that you paid a lot of money for. And it's going to be the razors and the thinning shears and just texturizing it. And it takes a lot of practice, but you'll be able to get it if you keep practicing. So look how blunt this is. Like we cut it, we point cut it, it's kind of soft, but it's just like solid. We're going to go through with the razor and just kind of piece it out to lighten it up a little bit. See all that movement we have in the hair now? We're going to do that on both sides. So it's really important to get that basic shape into the hair, because now when you play with the razors and the thinning shears and stuff, as long as you don't take out like a humongous chunk, you're not going to really ruin the shape of the haircut too much. This will just give it like that movement and texture and make it blow dry faster and just go right into place without fussing too much. And this is a lot faster because you don't have all that bulk on it, and you're just kind of like using your eyeball, just eyeballing it, seeing where does it look thick, where does it look really, really dense and blunt. And that's where you're going to take the razor and just kind of pencil it out on places that don't look right to you. Like right here, look how thick. Look at the comparison between these two sides. This one's really, really thick, and this one's just like lighter and moves a lot better. Just kind of like this and see if it's thick anywhere. All right. I'm taking a lot bigger sections too. I'm taking about 2-inch sections. So yeah, we're just taking sections and we're just razoring them out until they look softer. And you'll see when we blow dry this, it will look a lot better to not have that really blunt look to it. I will show you how to do a blunt A-line too, but not, these longer ones just do better like this, especially with how thick her hair is. She doesn't want a mushroom head. So the underneath's done. Let's just do the top part now. So on the top part, I'm going to do sections. Okay, I'm going to do sections like this. just going to do a little bit down here in the bottom. Be careful not to cut too much off around the face because that needs to be longer. The other side will have a little bit more playroom because she parts on this side, so this side has more hair. Now that we have that in, I'm going to take this front piece of her hair because she does not want bangs. We need to wet it down a little bit. It's getting a little too dry. Sorry about that. There we go. She does not want bangs, but this is a little bit thicker. So we're going to just kind of just pencil it out with the razor. There we go. And I'll show you how to do some of it with the thinning shears. I like to cut at an angle with my thinning shears, just so that if you do see a little bit of a line, it's not straight across. And it really helps if you're not going to do bangs to texturize this piece a lot because you don't want it hanging in your face all day long. All right, let's dry this up, and then I'm going to, after it's dry, I always go through and adjust a little bit because it's hard when you go from really long to short hair to like get every little piece. So if you see a piece when it's dry, you can just cut it off. Also, once you dry hair, it falls a little bit different sometimes. Like the hairline will sometimes have a really hard wave that pushes the hair over to one side. And so once it's dry, you'll be able to look at the neckline a little bit better and clean that up even more. I'm going to use this Monster Broken Vent Brush, but I can get these at, where was it? I think I got these at Peerless. This is the MV1. It's the biggest one that they make that I know of. Okay, I'm just gonna flat iron it really fast. Doesn't have to be perfect here. We just want it to be smooth. So I blow dried it with that big huge brush, flat iron it a little bit. Then we're gonna go through and touch it up and make it just perfect so that she can be doing her hair quick every morning. Okay, so in the back here, I'm gonna take my thinning shears, and they're from any beauty supply. You can get the fine taper thinning shears. And these are like, they say 44/20 on them, but I got them 10 or 12 years ago in hair school, so they're all rusty and gross, but they still work really good. And then we're gonna do, okay, look down. We're gonna take this thick part right here, and we're just gonna kind of texture it up a lot so it blends in really well. And like I said, once we dried her hair, she has a few long pieces that kind of stick out. So after you've thinned it out enough, you can take your erasers or your thinning shears and just clean it up a little bit better, however it lays when it's dry. All right, so then I'm gonna pull this hair over and just kind of knock it off, just to clean up the neckline a little bit more. Because yes, it goes forward, but we're gonna pull it back a little bit and match it up to where we just cleaned up. And right here, still looking a little bit thick. Just gonna lift it up and thin it out. She has so much hair. Okay. So a lot of it's just feeling it and looking at it and seeing where it needs a little adjustments and texturizing it. Okay, look straight. And then you can pull this back too like this, and you can see if you missed any little spots like that. Grab your scissors. Like right in here. I'm just gonna kind of thin it out like that. And thinning shears too, because like I said, super thick. So I like to use the razor when it's wet and thinning shears when it's dry. Just seems to keep the hair healthier. I don't like to use a razor on dry hair very much. It just kind of hurts. The people will be mad. Trust me. Done it on myself, it hurts. Don't do it. Alrighty. So, looks like it's flipping out a little bit right here, so we're going to flat iron it under. There we go. So that's just how her hair naturally likes to go. It looks like it likes to curl under on this side and kind of flip out on that side. And I've noticed a lot of people have that hair pattern. So yeah, as soon as you're happy with the amount of texture in the back and that's blended enough to where you feel like it's what you want, and it's done. I could do this all day on your hair though. Okay, and that is how I do a long textured A-line. I'm sweating because it's hot and that was a lot of work, but it turned out good. So here's our long textured A-line. Thanks for watching. I will be doing some shorter bobs and shorter A-lines later on this week, so stay tuned. Oh my gosh. Okay, so here's the small dead animal that we cut off of this girl's hair. Oh my gosh, that is heavy. Yeah, see you later.